He thought it was the opportunity of a lifetime. A message, a job offer, a way out, good salary, free travel, accommodation included. All he had to do was say yes. But the moment he stepped off that plane, he wasn't an employee anymore. He was trapped. There's a version of crime most people never see. It doesn't happen in dark alleys. It doesn't involve masks or weapons. It starts quietly, in your inbox, on your phone, inside a message that looks completely normal. Remote job available. Urgent hiring. No experience needed. And for thousands of people around the world, that message becomes the beginning of a nightmare. This is the story of cyber slavery. Not one person, not one case, but a system. A hidden network where victims are recruited, transported, and forced to scam others just to survive. It always begins the same way. A job listing appears online. Customer service, crypto trading assistant, marketing agent, tech support, simple roles, high pay, fast hiring, no complicated interviews, no long process, just a quick message. You've been selected. For someone struggling financially, this isn't suspicious. It feels like luck, especially when the offer includes travel. Come work with us abroad. We'll cover your flight. Accommodation is free. It sounds like a dream, and that's exactly why it works. Because by the time doubts begin to form, the decision has already been made. The ticket is booked. The bags are packed. The future feels closer than ever. But what they don't realize is this. The job doesn't exist. The moment they arrive, everything changes. No company sign, no office building, no friendly HR team waiting at the airport. Instead, a stranger, someone holding their name on a piece of paper. Quiet, expressionless. They don't explain much. Just, come with me. The drive is long, too long. The city disappears behind them. The roads become unfamiliar. And slowly, the excitement turns into unease. Then they arrive. But it's not an office. It's a compound. Gates. Security. Cameras. Phones are taken. Passports are collected. Standard procedure, they're told. And just like that, the last piece of freedom is gone. The next morning, the truth begins to reveal itself. They're taken into a room. Rows of computers. Dozens of people. All working. All silent. No one looks happy. A supervisor steps forward. And that's when the illusion shatters. There is no customer service job. There is no marketing role. You're here to work. And what kind of work? Scamming. They're handed scripts, given fake profiles, taught how to manipulate people. Romance scams, investment fraud, crypto traps. At first, they refuse. They argue. They demand to leave. But the response is always the same. Cold. Calm. You owe us. For the flight. For the accommodation. For everything. A debt they never agreed to. A debt they can't pay. And then comes the threat. If you don't work, there are consequences. This isn't random. It's organized, structured, industrial. Each victim becomes part of a system. A machine designed to extract money from strangers across the world. Some are assigned to messaging. They pretend to be someone else. A businessman, a soldier, a lonely woman. They build relationships, gain trust, and then they ask for money. Others handle fake trading platforms. They guide victims through investments, show fake profits, encourage bigger deposits, until the moment everything disappears. There are teams, targets, daily quotas. Miss your target, and punishment follows. Meet your target, and you survive another day. Because that's what it becomes. Survival. Failure isn't an option, because failure has a cost. Some are beaten, others are starved, some are locked in rooms for days. The goal isn't just punishment, it's control. To break resistance, to remove hope, to turn people into tools. And the worst part? They're forced to scam people just like themselves. Desperate, trusting, unaware, victims creating victims. A cycle that feeds itself. Every message they send, every lie they tell, becomes another link in the chain. Over time, something changes. Not everyone, but many. The constant pressure, the fear, the isolation, it starts to reshape them. At first, they feel guilt. Every scam hurts. Every victim feels real. But survival has a way of changing priorities. The longer they stay, the more normal it becomes. Not because they want it to, but because they have no choice. Some begin to dissociate, to separate themselves from the act. It's not me. It's just what I have to do. Others adapt, learn faster, perform better, not out of cruelty, but out of desperation. Because in this system, your value is measured by how much money you can steal. This isn't happening in one place. It's global. Hidden networks stretching across countries. Recruiters in one region, victims in another, operations somewhere else entirely. Law enforcement struggles to keep up because the system is designed to move, to adapt, to disappear. Shut down one operation, another appears somewhere else. Different name, same method. And behind it all, powerful criminal organizations, profiting from both sides, the victims they trap and the victims they target. Some try to escape. Few succeed, because leaving isn't just difficult. It's dangerous. High walls, armed guards, constant surveillance. Even if they manage to run, where do they go? No passport, no money, no contacts, stranded in a foreign country, invisible. And even if they make it out, the trauma stays, the guilt, the memories, the knowledge of what they were forced to become. When people think of scams, they imagine criminals, fraudsters, hackers, but they rarely think about this. The person behind the screen might not be there by choice, might not have freedom, might be under threat. That doesn't erase the harm, but it changes the story, because in many cases, the scammer is also a victim. So how does this affect you? More than you think, because the same system that traps them can target you. The same messages, the same tactics, the same manipulation, and sometimes the same people, forced to reach out, forced to convince you, forced to take your money. It starts with a message, a job offer, an opportunity, a promise. But behind some of those promises is something much darker, a system that turns hope into control, freedom into captivity, and people into tools. So the next time you see that perfect job offer, too easy, too fast, too good to be true, pause, because somewhere in the world, someone said yes to that same offer, and they never made it back. And the scariest part? It's still happening, right now, every day.